Yo, what's happening? Welcome to the channel. This is Living in Alberta, and today we're going to take a full vlog tour of North Red Deer. Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. On this channel, we break down everything when it comes to moving to or living in Alberta. So if you do want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you're notified every week when a new video comes out. And if you would like any help with the real estate needs, I am a licensed realtor in the province. You can use this information popping up. Get a hold of me any way you want. Phone, text, email. We'd love to hear from you. All right, with that being said, let's do it. All right, let's get right into it. Last week, we did a vlog tour of South Red Deer. This week, we're going to head up to the north side of the city. Again, this is not super in depth. I just wanted to give you guys a general overview on kind of how this city is laid out on the north end, what kind of amenities and different things that you have. But let's get right into it. First off, let's start off with a map animation. As always, anything on the north side of the river or anytime you cross a bridge, this is considered North Red Deer. Now, if we look at the north side of the city, it is generally going to be a little bit more affordable than the south end of the city, mainly because it is an older version. So if we look at the neighborhoods, there's roughly 10 neighborhoods on the north end of the city. 7 of those are older neighborhoods with homes built ranging anywhere from the 1940s up to the 1990s. Now, if we look on a map, all of these older areas are in that central core. So we have places like Normandeau, Glendale, Fairview, Riverside Meadows, Highland Green, the old Oriole Park. These are all going to be the older neighborhoods. And then all by itself on the east side of Gates, we have the Pines, which is also an older neighborhood. Now, the Pines is an interesting neighborhood. I am a big fan of it. There are certain areas in that neighborhood where you turn off onto a close, and it is some very, very beautiful homes with some huge lots. This seems to be where you're gonna find swimming pools, if there are any swimming pools in Red Deer. But it's just heavily treed there. You don't even know that you're within the city. The Pines is actually the only residential neighborhood on the east side of Gates Avenue. Now, if we kind of head to a little bit farther on to the outskirts, this is where we start to get into some newer neighborhoods. So Oriole Park West, Johnstone, Kentwood. And when I say newer, I don't mean new construction, like really new. I mean like built in the 80s to kind of around that 2010 mark. There might be a few newer homes, but not that many. There isn't really any new construction at all going on the north side of the city right now. So there is a new master plan community set to be developed called Haslett Lake. It sounds like it's going to be really great. It's going to be the only neighborhood in Red Deer that's actually built around a natural body of water. They have municipal parks and a bunch of walking trails and amenities planned for there. So keep an eye out for Haslett Lake. It looks like it's going to be great. The west side of that neighborhood, of that master plan community, is going to be bordering Highway 2. So, depending on what your perspective is on that, that might be a con to you. I think the city was concerned that it's starting to lose a lot of people to places like Black Falls and Penholds and Sylvan Lake. So the north end is going to start getting some love. Now, if we look at the very outskirts of the north end, this is why some people feel that the north end has a little bit of a different feel to it than the south end. The north end is surrounded by industrial areas. So if you look on a map, there's Edgar Industrial, there's basically industrial parks. We'll show you on a map animation where they are, but they basically surround the whole north side of the city. Now, we talked about the Pines, and it's the only residential neighborhood on that side of Gates Avenue. It is pretty close to the river and different walking trails, and it's really close to 3 Mile Bend. So huge perk living there. Some other neighborhoods that are really close to some really good parks and really good areas are Oriole Park West, which is a newer neighborhood. It backs onto the river, and Mascapatoon Park. Fairview and parts of the old Oriole Park are really good. Fairview is actually a really interesting neighborhood. It is literally right across the street from Bower Ponds and Great Chief Park and the Country Club. So those neighborhoods might be really good options if you want to be super close to that kind of stuff. The parks and trails kind of run all the way along the river in Red Deer. So again, you're never really too far away from them, no matter where you live. easy bike rides unless you're living like on the far southeast end of the city. But anywhere on that north end, it's not going to be too far to get down to the river and all those awesome walking trails and parks. Now let's talk about recreation and shopping on the north end. So again, we've talked about this lots of times on this channel. Most of the better shopping in the city is on the south side of the city, places like South Point Common and Bauer Mall. We do have two malls in the city, so Bauer Mall and Parkland Mall. Parkland Mall is the one that is on the north end. Not quite as good as the south end, but it still has some really good stuff. This is where Walmart is, and this is where one of the best gyms in the city is, called Good Life Fitness. So really popular gym, really great facility. I know when I moved here back in Red Deer, there were so many gyms within the city. It seems like a lot of them obviously took a hit through COVID. I remember there was a gym up on the north end called Hard Bodies, and inside the gym is exactly just like the name would sound. I remember working out there all the time, and it was kind of strange. There was all these pictures of like dudes just in their these tiny little shorts, kind of giving their like blue steel pose. I never really understood what was going on there. Not like bodybuilders and stuff, but kind of more like Patrick Swayze in that Saturday Night Live skit with Chris Farley. God, I miss Chris Farley, but it was one of those things where those pictures were kind of a little bit distracting. Not because I couldn't stop looking at them, but more that because I wanted to stop looking at them but couldn't. It was like a train wreck was going off right in front of me. Really good option in Good Life Fitness as a gym on the north end. That's pretty much basically the Mac Daddy nowadays. Again, like I said, most of the other gyms have shut down now. And there has been a huge renovation to the Daw Rec Center on the north end. So they just put $44 million into it. It's a huge rec center. It has 2 ice rinks, running tracks, swimming pools, gyms, everything you can think. So a really awesome facility. There's also things like the YMCA. No gyms there or anything, but you can drop in and play pickleball or basketball. I play a lot of pickup basketball, or used to play a lot of pickup basketball at the Daw Center quite a bit. And farther over on the west side of the north side of the city, there's a bunch of amenities and shopping centers. Real Canadian Superstore, Taylor Plaza.
Well, let's do the shopping.
Now, if you're looking for nature and walking trails, again, everything is along the river. There isn't a whole lot of like separate parks on the north side. It's not very far. Again, some of those neighborhoods are super close. Parts of Oriole Park West, Fairview. There's tons of neighborhoods that are kind of right up on the river. But you're super close to Bower Ponds. Bower Ponds is an amazing park. There's a huge playground there for the kids. You can go out on these little boats. You can have dinner there. There's a little concession place or places to get food. In the wintertime, this becomes a skating rink. And of course, you can follow all of these trails all the way down to Heritage Ranch, or you can go the other way down to Carrywood Nature Center. The parks and trails just keep going and going here in Red Deer. There is also, if you're a golf fan, this is where the country club is located. So it is just on the north side of the river, walking distance from parts of Fairview and Oriole Park West. So again, great golf course if you want to be close to that. And there's some other things down there like Great Chief Park. We'll show you some footage of what we're talking about. There's football games that go on there, baseball games. So really super fun area to be close to if you're looking for lots of walking trails and different things in nature. So that's all I got for you today, guys. This wasn't a super in-depth video. I just kind of wanted to give you a broad overview of the north end. There are some great options on the north side of the city. So if you do have any questions or you did like the video, hit that like button and click that notification bell so you're notified every single week. And of course, if you would like any help with your real estate needs, I am a licensed realtor in the province. You can use this info popping up. Get a hold of me any way you want. Would love to hear from you. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.